Hello everyone and welcome to the round 13 review. Apologies, I'm a bit late, been a very busy boy, and Monday game didn't help either. So starting off with our round 13 trades, we traded out Zachary Reid, Caden Cleary and Sardell Hawley. We brought in Bont, Lukey Pedler and Arnus Clark. In our vice captain, we put the VC on Cherry, he scored a 153 and we definitely took that. So going on to my little spreadsheet here, let's add that 153 to Cherry, and hey, look down here, our captains are now averaging 128.9. Alright, so we scored a 2012, which I wasn't quite sure, if that was a good score or not, but we were in the top 11% for the week. Players' scores are going to vary depending on which players they have in each buy, and well, I'm guessing it was an okay score for the week because we went up 326 spots to 3,593 in the ranking. Alright, so we're going to go have a look and see how the team did. Did have a couple of late outs. I think in total I had 20 players playing. So the two lowest scores got taken out there. So starting off with the back line, Maxi Holmes had a nice 40 possession game, 152, beautiful. Got Essendon this week, so I expect you to go big again. Lockie Whitfield, 84. Man, it's just frustrating that he's sort of had a change in role. Just please put him back. Kingsley. Zorko, an 80. I think he got off to a pretty slow start. I think he had a few clangers at the start. So, take those out. It's probably around about 100, I'd say. But come on, man. You got to lift Zorko. Harry Sheasel, 137. Now, he was on about 30-something, I believe, at halftime. I actually fell asleep at halftime, whether or not that was because of the game that put me to sleep or whether I was just tired. Maybe a bit of both. But he came out and had a 100-point second half, so I'm not sure what role he was playing. I have to look at heat maps. But, we know he can go the big, so, keep it up, Harry. Just these type of scores would be good for the rest of the year. Thank you very much. Liam O'Connell didn't play on the bye. Arnus Clark, 71. Yep, which is about his average. I'm not sure if he kicked any goals or anything like that, but he looks like he'll hold his spot in the side. Well, we hope anyway. Knowing the rookies that we've had so far this year, he's played his third game, so now he's going to be due to get dropped. Anyway, Clark Roberts didn't play. Roberts was a late out with illness, and he has the bye this week. So, is he a trade out candidate this week? I'm not sure. Onto the midfield. Bontempelli. Now I was considering putting the VC on him. First game, 101. Not a great debut for our side when we paid, $640 for you. And now, people are going to get you even cheaper. What's his break even now? 164. So, geez, he could be about 615, 610, maybe even, depending on how he goes this week against the Saints. But with a break even of 164, he could very well get to that if he has a good game. So, come on, Marcus. All right. Lockie Neal, 92. Yeah, not a great game. He hasn't been a fun own this year. I'm even considering maybe even trading him out. 154. He's got the Bedford tag this week. I think he's got another tag the following week, and then he has the bye. So, I want to bring in Butters. So is sidewaysing, Lockie Neal to Butters the move? I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna have to wait for team sheets, I think. Merritt, 81. Just he's back. Then the last quarter he's forward, and he's your best player. Play him in the midfield. I understand why he's playing in defence because Essendon don't have a defence at the moment. I'm just hoping the tide can turn soon for you, Zach. Also around 16 buy, but trade out. I'm not sure. Chera, 109. Well, he was looking really good until he decided to headbutt Sam Durham in the elbow. So, man, this could have been an even higher score if he didn't have to go off for a HIA test. But, apparently came up all good. So hopefully he's good to go this week because he is playing against West Coast. Dacos, 95. Kicked a nice goal from 50-minute penalty. Had a pretty big last quarter. Otherwise, the score wasn't looking good either. And he's on the bye. 535. 106, okay. Yeah, some people might have even captained in this game, so yeah, lucky we didn't go down that way. Rosie 116, yep, beautiful, and you buy free, beautiful, and you've got defender status, beautiful. Paddy Cripps, geez, this is a trade in. I traded you in because you had a good run. You were playing against Essendon's under 18 side, and plus Goldie, and you only scored a 63. What is going on here, Paddy Cripps? You've got 2 more weeks, at least, because you've got North Melbourne and you've got West Coast this week, to put in some big scores, because that's why I brought you in, because of your fixture. And then you decide to play, forward for, lots of the match. Well, maybe not you decided that, but Michael Voss. Bloody hell, what's with these AFL coaches? Anyway, you probably still got the 3 votes for the game anyway. Levi Ashcroft, 66. Could be time to go because you have a break even of 102, and you could be involved in my trade to get Butters. Sinclair Gross, Boxall didn't play. Cherry 153 playing against Matt Flynn, so sort of like a no-brainer to at least have him in your vice captain or captain plans for this week. So I thought he was going to be the highest scorer, and Max Gorm's going to be my backup option. All right, so if we went Max Gorm, we gained another 22 points. Max Gorm 131. He had a big last quarter, I believe, until he had that little clanger there at the end there. He's taking intercept marks, so happy with that. Just that last kick at the end. And then I think he got some extra points for basically telling Stephen May to F off. All right, what a teammate to have is that Stephen May. Bailey Smith, late out. Another Geelong special. Hamstring tightness, I think, and I think he's a test to be back this week against Essendon. But I'll be keeping an eye, not only for the hour before the game where they announce the subs and late changes. I'm going to be keeping an eye on him for the last 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes until the ball is bounced to see if he's in. That's how much I trust Geelong. Petrarca 115, yep, beautiful. Rankin 89. Had a slow start to the game again, and when was the last time he scored 100? What's his last scores been? It's because I brought him in, wasn't it? And he's now he's lost 22k, and he's got, what was his break even? It was break even of 125. He hasn't scored 100 for 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. His last 5 scores have been under the 100. And when did I bring him in? I brought him in about here. So he's given me 200s out of 7 games that I've had him in my side. So not really happy with that, Isaac. Come on, mate. You got to lift. Who are you playing? You're playing against Hawthorn this week too. Down in Tassie on a Friday night. Jeez. Anyway. Caleb Daniel, 124. The other beautiful helmeted man. Lukey Pedler. Just seemed to spend a lot of time on the bench, I think. Kicked a goal, and that's included in that 37. Had about 6 tackles. I think he had more tackles than he had possessions. Does he keep his spot on the side? Well, maybe a James Peatling potentially helps him. Hopefully he can avoid the sub-vests. But that would be the most 2025 Supercoach thing ever if he got dropped. Campbell Gray, another 2025 Supercoach. Typical story is Campbell Gray. He got dropped. He's had 1 price rise, and now he's been injured in the VFL. So he's out for, I think they 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. But had a look on the injury list, and he's TBC, which probably isn't a good sign. But at the very least, I can use his DPP status to maybe help facilitate some other trades down the line. Anus Johnson didn't play. Cooper Simpson didn't play. Kako 39. Come on, mate. I've been saying it for 13 weeks. Just waiting for that spike game. All right. You've got Geelong this week. You average 4 goals a game against them. I'm talking about that Pracky game. So if history can repeat itself there against Geelong, you should kick 4 goals again this week. I can totally see that happening. All right. So that's the team. So what have we got? We've got 11k in the bank, so not much at the moment. I want to get Zach Butters, but how am I going to do this? Because Butters, well, Adam Kingsley, you had one job to put your tagger on, the opposition best player in Butters. Keep him, he's already reasonably priced, but, even cheaper. Maybe bring him down to like 540k. But no, he's like 563k now, so we have to pay up in a season where we're all poor. Alright, so if we trade out Levi Ashcroft. Alright, who else? I don't really want to trade out Johnson or Simpson because they haven't made any money, so it's not even worth trading them out. Peddler too soon. Do I finally get rid of Kako? Actually, first, before I do this, let's put the players that are going to play back on the ground. Actually, I know, O'Connell might not play. Sinclair, we can put him back on the ground. Let's swap. I'm just going to leave the... Actually, St Kilda play on the Friday night, so can't use Boyd as the loophole. Sorry, Thursday night they play. Johnson, they're not playing anyway. Campbell Gray, you might be my loophole. All right, so pending selections. Actually, I'll just leave that there for now. We might have a full side going into this week. So, what am I going to do? Kako, is it finally time to go? Boxall, hopefully he can get a game. Gross had 23 and a goal, was it, in the waffle? But Clay Hall had about 30 touches. Plus you got McCarthy to come back in for West Coast. Well, come back in, make his debut. By the way, Bo Allen, owners, scored a 0. He's now 117k. I'll go through more options probably on my trades vice captain video. Let's get Nick Dacos there. Alright, so trades. Maybe trade out Levi Ashcroft. And if we traded out Kako, how much would that give us? 612. So I'm gonna have to make another trade somewhere. O'Connell I don't see having, but again, has he made enough money? Maybe he's come back, he's buy free. Do we trade out Roberts? I'm going to have a long think about this. Do I trade out even a Neil? 567k. And that, because my round 16 is going to be pretty bad. Do we bring in someone like, who's 500k? I might just leave that for now. So the rookie that I'm looking to bring in is Johnson. Zach Johnson from Essendon. So that gives us 499.3k. What can we actually get with that? Keeping in mind I do want Butters, so I'm going to need to raise another 64k. What's players I can afford? Where is it? Players I can afford. Okay, John Newcomb, probably not. Tommy Atkins, a 145. What's his break even? Could he be a quick cash grab? 55? Yeah, probably not. Josh Dacos, he's on the bye. Chadley Warner, Saligo, Sam Walsh. But, then I'd have to keep him, Cripps, and Chera probably for the rest of the year. Do I really want that? Clary. Probably not. Yeah, it's not really many options that I like here. Ned Long, geez, he's been great for owners. If you jumped on him at 200k or whatever he was. Look, I'm going to have a think about this, but just for the sake of the video, let's just... Maybe we'll try it out. don't want to bring another premium back here because actually, yeah, that's why I probably should have held on to Al Hooley because I could have brought Al Hooley back here, maybe traded out a Tom Gross instead. Ah, man. Do we even trade out, like, I don't know, say, I don't know, maybe an Aiden Johnson? Then put Tom Gross down there. And then... no, that's not going to work either because I was thinking maybe put here the Tom... What is his name? Tom Edwards. Let's have a look. No, what's his... Oh, McCarthy. What am I thinking? Edwards. And I don't know how to spell McCarthy. So that gives me 552, which is not enough. So Johnson, you're going to have to stay. Oh. Alright, but if I do trade out Gross, does that give me enough? That does give me enough. Alright, so yeah, early stages. Let's just go with this for now. First of all, Tom McCarthy's got to make his debut first. I know I did say that in earlier videos, like I'd rather wait a couple of weeks because it's going to be at least 3 weeks, even if McCarthy plays this week. You know, by then, Arnold Clark probably, yeah, he would definitely be coming, you know, be ready to cull, take his money, and do my last upgrades. Actually, another thing I could do, I could probably O'Connell and put in the flex maybe. I'll have a play around with that later on. I'm spent way too much time on this. Okay, so vice captain, captain. We could put Bont vice captain. Who's playing West Coast? Carlton. Oof. Tom De Koning owners. You'd be very happy. Surely vice captain Cherry against, you know, an underdone Sean Darcy or Luke Jackson. Yeah, I think I might stick the V, or even like a Max Holmes, or even a Bailey Smith if he plays against Essendon. Ooh. Against Essendon's under 18 side. No, I think I'll stick with the big boys. Vice captain Cherry, and then backup captain will be Max Gawn. Hopefully he's playing on Dante Vicentini, so you know that could be a bloodbath there. All right, and hopefully Cher and Cripps can pull their fingers out and yes, go well against West Coast. All right, so that'll do for the video. Yeah, I'll be going through my my trade videos. Probably after the game on Thursday night. Alright, so yeah, my trades aren't going to involve any Hawthorn or Bulldogs players. No, say Kilda or Bulldogs players. Alright, so that'll do for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.